Good morning and welcome back to the job site. The first thing we're going to do this morning is hook up the main sewer line, put the subfloor back down. Then we're going to begin shop vacuuming all the floors to get all the debris out of the way because LVP does not sit well on debris. The last thing that we're doing is taking small pieces of LVP, going around, putting them up next to all the trim and using a multi-tool to cut that trim off flush so that when we install our LVP, the trim will sit down on top of the flooring and be really tight. So today's going to be an awesome day and we're going to get a lot done. Let's get after it. So this is a place where we just screwed our subfloor down. We did not nail it down. That was because we knew that after a rough inspection, we would have to come in before we put our flooring down and connect into the main sewer line. So Philip is going to get us material right now. We will just need a 3-inch coupling here, a piece of 3-inch pipe, and we bought this little thing into this big sweeping Y. One thing that I learned here is that mobile home, older mobile home pipe and new PVC pipe are two different, 4-inch to them means two different things. So we had to do 2 Fernco rubber couplings and put a big sweeping Y in there. So then they make a piece like this that just goes down right inside of there, and we will just connect that to that. We will nail our subfloor down, and then we will clean the place up and be completely ready for flooring. Okay, so this is our coupling. It's how you connect 2 pieces of pipe together. This is the primer. It's just a cleaner, really. So you put your primer on first, then you take your PVC cement or glue, and you just glue the things together. It's as simple as that. Okay, so the main sewer hookup plumbing is done. Now we will just put the subfloor back, and then we can start laying LVP. Okay, something that we like to do is first lay out full planks all the way along. What that's going to do is tell us how the LVP is going to land. And what we don't want is like a 1/4-inch strip or a 1/2-inch strip or maybe even a 1-inch strip up against one wall or the other. So we lay all our planks out in a row. And then if it's going to be small, we will split the difference. And so this end would be 2 or 3 inches and this end would also be 2 or 3 inches. So in just a minute, when we get to the end, we're going to be able to see what we would be left with. And if it's super small, then we're going to split the difference and start with a rip over here on this wall. Between the wall and the edge of the LVP, we have 2 inches. That's decent enough, but I think what we'll do is split the difference and start with maybe a 4-inch piece over there. And then that would leave us with like a 3 or 4-inch piece over here. And so we will just rip the first piece. Okay, what we're gonna do now is take this laser and set it up on the wall. And we're gonna get it the same distance down here in this corner as in that far corner. And then we're gonna chalk a line so that our first line will be straight. And then when we go to lay our flooring, we will just bring the outside edge of the flooring to that chalk line. Okay, so we got our laser and our marks. The same here is the same there. Problem is this wall bows in a little bit down there, so we're gonna have to just chalk our line, get it the same at that corner and the same at this corner, and then custom rip our pieces to bring them out to the chalk line so that we know we're straight and that our baseboard will still cover it. We have about 3/4 of play because the 1x4 baseboard is 3/4 inches thick, but we gotta make sure that the baseboard covers the flooring. I'm gonna show you guys what we got going on. So we got our mark there, and you can see down through there how it bows out, like bows in like right there. What we did was just make a couple of marks down through here, like that. Then hold the chalk line in the middle and just make sure that it hits them. Add one there. And one down there. And we went away, we grew it a little bit. Originally I was thinking 4, but we grew it to 5.5 to get outside of this molding so that our edge is exposed. And it'll just shrink us on this side just a little bit. What we're doing here is bringing out the front of our LVP to our chalk line, and I'm just making sure that I line these two pieces up perfectly. And then what I'm doing, instead of using these spacers, which have a 1/4 inch side and a 1/2 inch side, and you would use them in an application like that, I always find that they fail me somehow. They either slide around or the LVP goes underneath them or something, and I've never really had great success with these. So what I do is just take a screw and just start it, and then just when I get it to exactly where I want it, I just pull it back. And then you can even adjust it some. So I just get these two lined up, and then I give that a push, make sure that that doesn't go anywhere. Then I go down to the other side, and I get it where I want it. And I insert my screw that I'm using as a stopper. I get it where I want it. So that's what we're using to stop this. Once you get about 4 or 5 rows out, most of the time it won't move anymore. But we'll just leave those until we get all the way done, and we'll take them out, and then we'll lay our baseboard. Okay, we got our first few rows of flooring done. We're getting set up to accomplish the most flooring in the shortest amount of time you've ever seen. Wilbur is back here. I believe Philip is going to be the starter guy. So he's going to put whatever size pieces he wants for us to start. I'm going to lay the planks down through the middle, and Alec is going to be the end man to bring us home. Philip, how do you feel about your role as a starter?
Absolutely incredible. I feel terrible now. Okay. I'm just grateful for this opportunity. Thanks to my Jesus, my Savior and Lord Jesus Christ, for just giving me the opportunity. Thanks for my mom for supporting me this whole time, and I'm ready to just get in there and bust some heads.
All right, let's give me the mic back. Yep.
How do you feel in my mouth, bro.
You're going to be the finish man.
Always been, always will be.
Let's get after it, baby. Flooring time. All right, guys. Me and Alec think that we're going to finish from starting here into that room. And actually, Philip, what's your bet?
24 minutes.
What's your bet?
What?
How much time do you think it's going to take us to go from here through that room?
That's a quick.
Really? That's your bet. Sam, what do you say? 20 minutes? Alec, where are you at?
I got 18.
18 minutes?
I got 18.
18 minutes.
I really do. I got 18.
I'm at 24. All right. Give me a countdown.
All right. We'll do a stopwatch.
I feel extremely confident.
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Oh shoot. That's a massive problem. I don't know that this should count towards this.
What's going on?
Well, we should just be able to. I'm going to make some alterations here. You know what? You don't get to just check the clock and say, oh, let's restart in life. So sometimes you just got to go with what you got.
Yeah, I got you. Oh. Yeah, good throw. That's what I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
Talk to me.
3.5 minutes.
Oh,
man.
yeah, buddy. Sam.
Time check.
Time check.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Wow, okay. I'm still extremely confident.
Time check.
Time check.
What was the lowest time?
18.
16 and a half.
We got it. We're good.
They still have to rip.
Yeah.
It gets wicked right here, boys.
It's the female.
It gets real wicked.
Gotta run it. Got it perfect.
Yes.
Oh, now.
It's gonna be a battle. Go,
No.
go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's right there. Why isn't it going? Hold on.
Just gotta leave it all out on the field, folks.
Let me get this.
Sometimes
I need a skinny
life
piece
just don't
of
give you
like
what you
something
thought life was gonna give you.
to kind of put some pressure.
What are you gonna do? Stop? Quit? Give up? Run? What are you gonna do? Great job, gentlemen. Great job. Keep showing up. Keep showing up.
Time check, time check.
Forget the clock.
Knee health check. I'm a hire.
Freaking forget that stupid clock.
Who am I now? Now this is my nemesis right here. This one. This is gonna be a. This is gonna
Oh,
be
this part's gonna suck for me too.
bad. This is gonna be really bad.
Wow. Okay. Well, I found when you got a problem like this with LVP, if you just go to lunch, when you come back, that thing, you'll see it in your mind. It's been a really long video, and
Time for lunch, huh?
we gave it a good go. I'd die on the battlefield with you guys. So we're gonna go get some lunch and come back and solve this little problem. Stop with the time checks. I'm over it.
What's the time check?
37:12.
At 37:12, Garrett Vernon said, "No more."
Still in the running at 50.
I'm tapping. So we have a lot of our flooring done, and man, it is starting to really look good. Working on the laundry room here, headed into the bathroom. This bedroom flooring is done. This flooring looks great. I'm about to start laying baseboard, and then after the baseboard, we can start putting our drywall seam trim on. As soon as I get done laying baseboard, we're going to mop the floor and then put down a floor covering product that we use called Guardia. And that is so that at the end of the project, one, we're not trampling and bringing in mud and dirt all over the floors. And two, if we go ahead and clean now and then put the floor covering down at the end of the project, when we take it up, the floor should still be clean. And so we are already starting our finish trim, and I am super excited. This place is really starting to look good. Let's keep the progress going.
Last time Garrett was talking about this here dryer vent, the debate was about where to put it, how large the wall needs to be. Well, we didn't put a 2x6 wall here, we got a 2x4 wall. So this is what we came up with. I went ahead and patched this little area that we needed in order to pass our rough inspection. And the goal was to cut out the bottom plate of this non-load bearing wall and fit the piping inside the wall. Well, if you know anything about 2x4s, they are not a true 2x4, they are 2x3.5. So we've got the required 4-inch ductwork here, rigid metal ductwork. And in order to get it in 3.5, you have to kind of squeeze it a little bit to about 3.5 inches. That makes this way about 4.5 inches. Well, it was sort of a misunderstanding. Does it have to be a circular duct, or did they make ovular ducts specifically for this application? So what we ended up doing, our solution, is a bent oval shaped duct through the bottom plate right here. So you got, again, 3.5 inches by about 4.5 inches. And then there's a transition with an oval. And this was one thing that we did not do on the other unit. In my mind, the airflow needs to be always on the inside. So if your air is coming here, this should be on the inside, this should be on the outside. I recognize that on the other one, it's the opposite. But anyways, we got a transition here, and then to a 4-inch circle that you can connect your dryer hose to on the outside. The other idea that we had, there's a telescoping, or a periscoping duct that you can use on the dryer side outside of the drywall, and that way you can periscope it in and out so that you can move your drywall around. Not all dryers, move your dryer around. Not all dryers are created equal. So that should be a fix for that. Now we're gonna go under and connect that 90 and get her on out of here, boy.
We are done with the flooring. Man, this was a bang out, as I like to call it. We did the entire mobile home floor in one day and got most of the trim done as well. And that is the power of working with a team. I am so pleased with how it looks. This place looks good. So this room is the only room in which the trim is not done, because this is where they just finished the flooring. And so I will have to do the baseboard and seam trim in there. But everywhere else I was able to pretty much finish the trim. Except here, because the vanity will go here first and then the baseboard will run into the vanity. Good job today, dude.
Oh, thanks, man. I'll put it out there.
Well, buen trabajo. Boom. So, we are done with this episode. Thank you guys for watching. In the next episode, we will be finishing the trim, doing all the caulking, wood filling, and touch-up paint. And then we will be installing the vanity, the kitchen sink, the last countertop, and then we will have a punch-out list of all the different things that you have to do in a remodel at the end. We have to hang all the interior doors, put on the door handles. Today we got the exterior touch-up paint done and all the holes filled with Lexel. So it was an extremely productive day. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next episode.